Before you start this video, I would like you guys to hit that like button and share this video because it helps the viewership and it helps the algorithm. Also, if you've been missing out on daily videos, you're not receiving notifications, hit the bell button because I post very frequently. Sometimes people don't get notifications. And with that said, okay. Well, today I have here a guest and I'm going to interview this guest. This is none other than a former girlfriend of King Brujo. We're going to be talking today because she experienced a lot of things and she wanted to talk about this publicly so people can have an idea of what type of person King Brujo is. I know at the moment he promotes himself as being a relationship guru or counselor. I want to talk. I want you to talk. I want you to give us your take. Let's begin from the beginning. Where, how did you guys end up, meeting?
Well, I reached out to him to get a reading. And first and foremost, I would like to say for him to be like a counselor, a relationship counselor, is laughable. Okay. He's nothing of the sort. But in my situation, I had a situation, before him or whatever. I was going through it. I was really depressed, vulnerable at the time. My youngest child's father left me with a new baby. Just fell off the face of the earth. Moved to a different state. Didn't hear from him. Left his baby. All that. So you can imagine, what state I was in. I fell into like a pretty deep depression. And I just wanted to, get a reading to see like what was in it, like for the future, just a way to come up out of it. And I came across him on YouTube. I reached out for a reading. I got the reading. And he offered to do some work for me. And the work was basically to like get me up out of the depression, to rebuild my strength, confidence, for like opportunities to come my way, just to lighten, the load. So before we get like too deep into it, like I just want to put a disclaimer out there, right?
Okay.
I'm doing this interview in hopes to prevent another situation like mine. The interview he did with your ex as an attempt to expose you realistically has nothing on the skeletons he has in his closet. I'm not sharing this information publicly for any sort of sympathy, okay? And I take full accountability for the decisions I made during that time. And unfortunately, I had to learn a very harsh, a very important lesson in all of this, right? So please, ladies, do your due diligence before working with him or any other spiritual practitioner. Everybody ain't who they say they are. Make sure you are spiritually protected because depending on who they are and their intentions, they could be manipulating the work in their favor. So basically, the way he played it was very predatory in nature. So he ended up doing the work for me. Like I said, he manipulated it in his favor to bring me to him.
Well, listen, let's stay more on the, I don't want to get too abstract because there's people that may not understand that part. Let's just talk about more of the physical things because the physical things is more of something that people can identify, the factual things, the concrete things,
Uh-huh.
So let's take it from there because I don't want to get too much into the spiritual work. I would rather stay more of on the physical side of things because that way there's no room for confusion. So let's say, okay, let's go.
Okay,
you pay for spiritual work.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. So you pay for spiritual work. What ends up happening?
I paid for him to do the spiritual work, and I thought it was a little odd. Like he kept calling and texting and checking in on me and things like that. And I didn't know if that was something that spiritual practitioners do like regularly or whatever, like, because it was very consistent. So anyway, him and I, developed a relationship or whatever, and we live in different states. I live in Michigan. He lives in Georgia.
Oh, shout out to Michigan. I love Michigan. I'm always out in Michigan.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. So my lease was up, and he offered for me to move in with him. He's poly. Okay, so he was dealing with a few different women at the time, one of which lived with him. By the time everything was said and done, she ended up leaving. The girlfriend he had living with him. She ended up leaving. She took everything. The house was completely empty. I took my furniture, shipped it down there, paid about, I want to say like $5,000 to get all my shit down there. He put forth like maybe $1,200-$1,400 of the $5,000. Anyway, I get down there and I'm starting to notice some things. Holes in the walls, for instance. And he was telling me that his ex was like super wild. She's out of control. She'd be attacking me, this, and that. But like everywhere in every room, there's like, I don't know if they punched the holes in the walls, throwing stuff, kicking shit. I don't know. But you can tell like there's signs of domestic violence, right?
This is crazy. This is insane. What? Holes in every wall? Like not every wall, but
like
just...
there's even holes in the walls in the kitchen. Like before
How do you have holes in the walls in the kitchen?
Before I came, what he told me was he had to get the kitchen window fixed because the girl threw something and like broke the kitchen window, whatever. So as you can imagine, like it was just wild, but I'm not learning this until after I get there. Right. Also, his room door has a huge hole in it that he has covered with like a big ass poster because somebody kicked the door in. He said it was her. I don't know.
Okay, anyway. This is weird. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm just saying this to me is definitely my mind is, I'm perplexed at the moment because when you look at Brujo online, he talks about. I'm just saying, for the time period that he was talking, if you followed him for the past year or so, this guy gives off that everything is great and he's a fantastic person. Because go ahead, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
No, he's far from that. He can put on that act pretty well, but at the end of the day, he's an Aries, and he gets very, very fiery. He's gotten in my face a couple times, 2 times, and anytime, what I noticed about him was anytime I had like an opposing view on something, I just disagreed with him or whatever, he's getting up, he's standing up, he's yelling, screaming, jumping up and down in my face. I'm a man. You don't talk when a man is talking. You can get your shit and get the fuck out. And I don't care what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just taking it all the way there. Like, there's no talking to him like during a disagreement. There's no compromising, no nothing. Like, he's very nasty. So like I said, he's poly. And there were some things that I didn't agree with as far as the way he was going about it. I feel like if you're going to be poly, you should be able to take care of the woman. You should be able to take care of your women and their children. And like I said, as you said on TikTok, he's advocating for women, pay her bills, this and that or whatever. he's paid my car note maybe a few times. He fell behind on all the bills. So you can't support me and my children, but you're actively looking for more wives, which I couldn't understand. So I was trying to, talk to him about that. He didn't want to hear it. Just being in his ego, being greedy, just wanting to sleep around with different women and things like that. Shit. Where? Do you have any specific questions?
Listen, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. When you say that,
I ended up leaving at the end of August. Oh, mind you, when I came down there, he offered to do repairs and stuff on my car, invest in my business, and things like that or whatever. And he comes off to be a spiritual practitioner, and that's his primary source of income, and it's not. His primary source of income is DoorDash.
What? Hold on. DoorDash? Wait. He's Okay. Hold on. DoorDash.
Yeah. So just
How are you going to support any woman DoorDashing?
You can't.
Listen.
There's no way. And I'm used to a certain lifestyle, certain upkeep. You know what I'm saying? Nails done, hair done, all of that or whatever. And this is how he presented it to me. You want to go shopping, you want to do this and that or whatever. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got everything. And never did he pay to get my nails done or his other girlfriend at the time. Just nothing. He wasn't able to uphold any of it.
Listen, this is insane. Listen, for me, every ex of mine will say, I spoiled the fuck out of him. Last girlfriend, spoiled the fuck out of her. Diamond rings, what? $7,000 diamond ring, Gucci bags, Louis bags, even ex-girlfriend prior to that. Diamond rings, Rolex watches, anything she wanted, she could have it. It wasn't something that was broadcasting, but that's just what you do. But
then we went on a couple dates, and that was it. I'm bored as fuck in the house. I'm cooking, cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Making 3 meals, sometimes plus dessert every day. It just became more like slavery for real. I felt like I was being used because you're behind on the bills. You're not actively paying the bills. I'm asking you about, okay, well, when are you going to send me the money for this? When are you going to send me the money for that? I'll get to it. Not being completely honest, with his financial status. He just didn't want to tell me that he just didn't have it.
Right. So,
but meanwhile, he's talking to other women, trying to get, somebody else to come, into the situation or whatever. And on one occasion, flew another girl out. Her and I, we became really close or whatever. When she got there, she was a really cool person, and I was going through so much with him at the time. I was already planning to leave. But I just didn't have the means.
Listen. I want to know, has he ever done anything physically violent to you?
The most he's done to me was jumped up and got in my face, and it's pointing